Very easy. Let's talk really quickly about China because we're running out of time. China was very interesting in terms of the recent happenings, APT, Google stuff. Google was down not as, Twitter, we lost a few hours of DNS. It was down on its knees begging for, Adobe, same thing. And I'm just quoting this because the wording from the statement, the PR statements for both Adobe and Google were kind of similar. I was fortunate enough to help analyze or whatever it is other companies that were hit by the same attack. So the MO was as OD and IE to get into Adobe, Google, and other 40 different companies. And the initial reaction was that the Chinese are here. It's like the Germans. The only problem was that all of the attacks had the same kind of mark of a cybercrime attack, just like the ones we've seen before. All right. APT was used because everyone was fucking baffled. It's like, what? We're just going to say it's malware again? No, this is APT. It's very sophisticated. The US response to it, again, very funny. Beg my non-political correctness. We look to the Chinese government for an explanation. The ability to operate with confidence in cyberspace is critical in modern society, blah, 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 blah. Hillary Clinton. So we look to the Chinese government. Why are you looking at the Chinese government when it could be anyone that launched the attack from China? And the mark is very clear that this is like a very criminal, MO. The Chinese reaction was classic. Wasn't me? It wasn't me? You can't argue with that. You just can't. Try arguing with a 4-year-old. It wasn't me. But it wasn't me. All right, we get it. It wasn't you. Classic. All right. The connection between state and crime, I mean, the incentive and the mutual benefits are very, very obvious. If you let people run off your infrastructure or stuff in your country, internet doesn't have borders. So attribution, first time I said it in a cybercrime talk, wow, a CyberWarfare talk, attribution is a problem, and you're not going to get it. It's a win-win situation for every country. And for every state that wants to, launder their dirty business through a criminal outlet in another state to attack a third state, it's child's play. Okay? Everything is accessible. Everything is very easy. Let's take a 1-minute look at the future, all right? An illustrated look at the future. So our oracle, says what this is. What is this? OLPC, all right. You know how these things work, right? Now, what if you give a lot of these, all right, and one of them gets infected? And you give them into a country that doesn't really have the capital to start purchasing services and antiviruses and protection and stuff like that, you get one of the biggest botnets on Earth, all right? So take a look at this. Wonder why OLPC didn't make it the first round? Well, security. They didn't think it out. They didn't think it through. And sending it to like third world countries that are not going to put, McAfee or Kaspersky on it, or Symantec, or sorry if I missed anyone. Some more future. There's no weapons of mass destruction, all right? Contrary to common belief, there's no, well, now there is the internet kill switch. But seriously, weapons of mass destruction in the future is still connectivity. Okay? The more connectivity you have, the more power you have. Especially if it's dispersed around the world. All right? Back to attribution. And what's better than connectivity? Cloud. Cloud is the dream of criminals and countries alike. Because again, it even further distances attribution and gives you more power, on demand. Okay, so look for more malware, malicious stuff on the cloud, again, I'm not going to do that, look at Amazon EC2 and malicious servers talk, because someone else did it. So let's sum things up, and I'll be right on time, hopefully. The good and the bad, as usually. All right. The good thing is that this is getting some proper attention. And again, I was very happy to listen to the Meet the Fed talk yesterday. You see a lot of governments training and adding capabilities to handle these kind of scenarios. All right. And starting to realize that their policies from 4 or 5 years ago aren't worth the paper they're printed on. And they print a lot of paper for some reason. The bad side is that commercial development of malware is still king. All right? If you want to have a really cool malware, you get it outsourced. All right? You buy it off someone, and believe me, in that criminal world, it's happening all the time. As usual, when you mix good and bad, you get the ugly. Good meets bad. Money changes hands, less tracks to cover, criminal ops already creating the weapons for the countries that don't have the skills. So while you're training your people, who's going to carry out the actual attacks? The guys that already have it. Fix the future, all right? You're not going to fix cyber war before fixing cybercrime. So whatever we're doing in making law enforcement talk across borders, again, internet is borderless, apply that later on for state versus state. That's it for this. Before I get kicked off, if you have any questions, we'll be in room 112. 112, right? 112. Thank you very much. Have a good day.